Elara lived in a cottage with her parents. The woods pressed close, full of whispers and rustling leaves. She loved the woods. Her mother taught her their secrets, how to find the sweetest berries, how to listen to the owls. Elara's father, Markus, was a woodcarver. He made toys for her, tiny wooden animals that fit in her hand, a little wooden bird that sang when you turned a tiny handle. Elara loved her family. One day Elara's mother grew ill. She coughed and coughed. Elara brought her water and sang her songs, but nothing worked. Elara's mother closed her eyes and never opened them again. Elara felt lost. Her father felt lost too. The cottage grew quiet. The woods seemed to whisper sad things. Elara missed her mother terribly. One day a woman came to the cottage. Her name was Lilith. She had long black hair and eyes like green glass. Lilith smiled at Elara, but Elara felt cold inside. Lilith moved into the cottage. She brought all her things, dark, heavy furniture and strange trinkets. The cottage felt different, smaller. Lilith married Elara's father. Elara didn't understand. She wanted her father to be happy, but Lilith made him different. He never smiled anymore. He stopped carving. He barely spoke. Elara tried to talk to her father. She asked him about her mother. She asked him to carve with her, but he just looked at her with empty eyes. It was like something was holding him back, like he was trapped. Elara knew something was wrong, very wrong. Lilith was cruel. She gave Elara impossible tasks, scrubbing the floors until they gleamed like mirrors, carrying buckets of water heavier than she could lift. When Elara failed, Lilith punished her. No supper, locked in the cold cellar. Words that stung like thorns. "You're useless, just like your mother," Lilith would hiss. Elara hated Lilith. She hated her for what she did to her father. She hated her for the fear that lived in her own heart. But Elara was brave. She learned to move quietly, to avoid Lilith's gaze, to find comfort in the whispers of the woods. One day, Elara found a hidden door in the back of her father's workshop. It was behind a dusty tapestry. The door creaked open. Inside, Elara found a small dusty room, her mother's workroom. Section 4. Whispers from the Past. The room was filled with the scent of lavender and wood smoke. Elara saw dried herbs hanging from the rafters. She saw jars filled with colourful powders, and on a small table she saw a leather-bound journal. Her mother's journal. Elara opened the journal. The pages were filled with her mother's elegant handwriting. There were recipes for healing potions. There were sketches of strange and beautiful plants. And there, on one yellowed page, was a spell. A spell to break a dark enchantment. A spell to free someone from a powerful magic. Elara's heart pounded. Could this be the answer? Could this spell free her father from Lilith's grasp? She read the spell carefully. It required a rare flower. A moonshade bloom. It bloomed only under the full moon deep in the heart of the woods. Elara knew what she had to do. She had to find the moonshade bloom. She had to save her father. Section 5. The moonshade bloom. The night of the full moon arrived. The woods were bathed in an eerie silver light. Elara crept out of the cottage, her heart pounding in her chest. She had her mother's journal clutched in her hand. She followed the path her mother had drawn, deeper and deeper into the woods. The forest was alive with sounds. The rustle of leaves, the hoot of an owl, the snapping of twigs. Elara pressed on, her fear battling with her determination. She had to be strong for her father. Finally, she reached a clearing. And there, bathed in the silver light of the moon, was the moonshade bloom. It shimmered with an otherworldly light. It was more beautiful than Elara could have imagined. She carefully plucked the flower. whispering a thank you to the forest. But as she turned to leave, she heard a voice, a cold, cruel voice. "What do you think you're doing, girl?"